Hi, this is Craggy here with a quick message just to say that this is a short episode from our recent trip to Kroměříž. We've had some positive feedback on these kind of on-the-fly episodes, so we thought we'd continue with them. But we will be back with more in-depth discussion and interviews in the future. So, for now, enjoy. Hello and welcome to the Blansko-listed podcast with me, Craggy.
And me, Ralph.
And
our special guest.
Me, Steve.
Good to have you back, Steve.
Steve, you get a lot of compliments, actually.
From who?
Like,
Who from?
like Nicole. Like who we both work with, she's intrigued by you. Those were her exact words. She's intrigued, and she'll definitely be listening to this. So, do you have a message for Nicole?
Yeah, hello, Nicole. You sound very intriguing yourself. Anyone who's intrigued by me is by default intriguing.
Lovely.
Very nice, Steve. Very
so, Craggy, what have you been up to since we last did this?
Been working, writing. Trying to relax a bit more now I've moved into my new flat.
Oh, you've moved, haven't you?
Yeah.
How is it up in Beverly Hills?
It's smashing, actually. Yeah, not bad. Although I'm finding it a little difficult to adapt to living out of town.
It's not really out of town, though, is it?
It's a 6-minute bus journey.
A 6-minute bus journey to where? To Cheska?
To Cheska, yeah.
You go down my street, don't you?
Well, when I'm walking, the bus
goes down almost down my street. Yeah.
It does.
Stevie, what about you? What have you been up to since we last met?
I've been to Hustopetja to see the legendary almond trees.
And what did you see?
Unfortunately, all the flowers were gone, so I saw some bare almond trees and a view of Hustopetja.
Stevie, could you...
Excellent cafe bar there with coffee, wine and almonds, of course.
Well, you called it legendary. I mean, could you... Because the listeners probably don't know why it's legendary. Could you tell us, how far it is from Brno and, why people go there? I mean, you mentioned the almonds. Not Mark Almond.
Special mention.
Does an almond have a soft cell?
It's Mark Almond.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I haven't got a microphone, so okay. So.
Yeah, so tell us about.
It's become a thing. I think it has they're really beautiful. There's a really beautiful almond orchard, basically, and it's become a really popular place for people to. I hadn't heard of it myself. I was introduced to it by a friend. Mm-hmm.
You've been on lots of little walks, haven't you, recently, though, I think? That's something that you've started to enjoy.
From Verveji Castle to Brno Bistritz, near the zoo. Yeah, that's a really nice walk, too.
So Verveji Castle, for anyone who doesn't know, is on the banks of the lake in Brno, and I think it's famous because I think the old castle keeper was a good friend of Winston Churchill, and Winston Churchill once stayed there on his honeymoon, perhaps?
He stayed there, yeah.
And you can get a solid beer and a kielbasa there, can't you?
Yeah, you can, actually. And I've done many walks there, actually. It's a really lovely walk around the lake, isn't it? Was the weather nice?
Yeah, it was, yeah. It was very nice. Yeah, so I've been doing a lot of walking.
And going back to Hustopetja, did you try the mandlovica, the almond slivovitsa?
No, I didn't, no.
Have you ever had it?
I don't think I have. No.
I had it a couple of weeks ago, actually, with my neighbour, Otter. He's a 75-year-old Bunyak, born in the same flat that he lives in now, and he invited me around to watch Kometa play against Sparta, and we had a bandlovica together. He said it's very sweet.
Homemade?
It was homemade, yeah. He said, it was very sweet, and but lacking in alcohol, 20-30% alcohol in there. So, because I go round there every month for a slivovitsa with him, and this time it was a slightly weaker shot of alcohol.
Like a hruškovica?
Even sweeter than a hruškovica, mate.
Hruškovica is my favourite one, probably.
I would say it's like, have you ever tried Orzechowicz? Is it Orzechowka? Orzechowka.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's very similar to that.
Very nice.
It's very similar to that. Yeah.
Anyway, this is our first pod since Znojmo since the pickling incident in Znojmo. One of my friends was tuning in to the last podcast just to see what all the fuss was about. Was not so keen on the fact that we were just talking about pickling and not straight to the football.
So, should we talk about the football? I mean, what's happened since we last met? Well, we've been to nearly all the away games, actually. We missed Unichov because it was on a Sunday morning.
Yeah, it was an early ride up there. I just wasn't feeling it on a rainy, cold Sunday morning at 7:30. We had to get the bus. So.
And we lost 2-1. And we've actually seen the return of Wingy in the last 2 home games. He's been at both games on good form.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to Wingy, who won't listen to this.
Are you listening, Wingy? Are you listening?
And
yes.
Now we've just been in Kojetín. So what are your thoughts on Kojetín? This was our third visit to Kojetín, fourth?
Well, of course, the first time we were there, it was one of those visits where we thought we would never return because it's such a...
Well, we thought we'd never leave, did we, the first time?
I mean, it's just, yeah. I don't know what to say about Kojetín, actually. I mean, this time it was pleasant. There was blue sky. We walked around the streets. I mean, last time we went to the football and then we carried on drinking, and the time after that, like last year or 2 years ago, we enjoyed a beer in the local brewery, which was very nice. But it's not a place. Well, I mean, I should ask you this question. Could you live there, Craggy?
I could not live in Kojetín, no. And even after today's slightly improved visit, it's not moved far up my list of places that I could live.
It doesn't offer very much, does it?
Not really, no. There's not much in Kojetín. I mean, if you probably wanted a quiet place to live that's not too expensive, you could live there, with your family, but it doesn't look like there's much to do. But my abiding memory of Kojetín is in the brewery bar, which is the nicest bar in Kojetín. When we were there was an aging sort of rocker guy, with long grey hair, and he came in and he bought this massive bottle of service, and he just did a fist pump as he was leaving. I waved at him as well, and that's my memory of Kojetín.
Yeah, it's a bonding moment for you in Kojetín.
I tried to find out what the history of Kojetín was, and to be honest, you can't really find out what the industry was there before. Maybe farming. I'm really not sure. It's Kojetín is about an hour and a half from Brno. It's in Olomoucký Kraj, and is it in Olomoucký or Zlínský Kraj?
I thought it was in Zlínský Kraj.
It's in Zlínský Kraj, yeah. I think you're right. Yeah, I think you're right, actually. Yeah, and it's like a stone's throw from a beautiful town of Kroměříž, where we are at the moment.
We're a 15-minute bus journey today because the train was not running.
But there's nothing to Kroměříž. There's nothing to Kojetín. Absolutely nothing
to Kojetín. There's no life. There's a bistro called Ronaldo.
Yeah, Bistro Ronaldo. Yeah, and Hospodka New York.
Yeah, which is closed.
Yeah. We
can disco.
Yeah,
would have been interesting back in the day.
Interesting is a good word for it. And now we are in Lorenz, Cafe Lorenz.
Lovely Art Deco style. I think building. Nice cafe.
And now we're going to explore Kroměříž a little bit.
Anyway, yeah.
We're sitting now at the Sladovna Restaurace near the castle. I've got a pint of Rolník Desitka. What you got there, Ralph?
I've got an 11-degree hospodář. So it's from a brewery not too far from Hulín, which is probably about 20 kilometres from here, I think.
Zalnitsky Pivovar. Yeah. And Steve's got a Matoni. How's your Matoni?
Excellent, very refreshing.
Good, and we've all had something to eat. How would you rate the food?
Do you know, I have to say, it was a rich goulash soup. That's how I would describe it. I wasn't expecting a soup. I was expecting a proper goulash. So I'm a bit disappointed by the portion, and I don't think much effort went into it for the price.
You agree, Steve?
Yeah, I have to agree. I mean, I think, it's a good quality goulash soup, no question.
Do you think you'll need some food afterwards?
Probably will, and,
Minecraft menu.
Minecraft menu. There was a photo of the goulash as a soup.
It looks different.
I just didn't believe it. You know, my mind refused to believe it.
And how much was it?
£300. It's a posh place, posh IKEA.
Would you call it Would you call it an IKEA?
Craggy did. I borrowed that from Craggy.
It looks a bit IKEA to me. If you were to order a restaurant from IKEA, I think it would look like this, in my opinion.
Okay, I mean, away from the food, I'd like to say that this is possibly the first time we'll have watched Blansko play in the sun.
In Kroměříž.
In Kroměříž, yeah.
Finally. God.
Yeah.
Been here so many times to watch Blansko against Kroměříž in the rain.
Doesn't Kroměříž look different in the sun? It's a beautiful, beautiful town.
It is a lovely day. We're in high spirits.
We'll be having a few of them later as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Bekarovka in your Bloody Mary.
Sorry, that's because the last time I was in a cocktail bar, the waitress convinced me that she'd been on a Bekarovka course, so she convinced me to replace my vodka in the Bekarovka in the Bloody Mary with Bekarovka, and it was all right. It was okay, but I won't be having that again.
Well, this is
Sorry,
a decent
Erica.
Desitka. I'm happy with the beer here, at least. So we'll finish this up and go and look for some more. Shall we?
Can I say though, Steve's on the matinee. He hasn't had a beer for you haven't drunk for 2 weeks. Is that right, Steve?
2 weeks.
Yeah. Is it 2 weeks? Yeah.
No,
How do you feel?
I feel.
Do you feel different?
Pretty good.
I'm not saying you're a big drinker, but you're not really, are you? But
No, I mean, for me now, drinking, I just do it when I feel like it. I don't feel an urge to do it. Just so happened that it's been 2 weeks.
and
I don't feel radically different. Yeah, I feel pretty good though.
You look pretty good, Steve.
yeah, you do. He does look good. He does look good. As Steve, you had a story about Kojetín at the brewery. Do you have any stories from Kroměříž, from your trips to Kroměříž?
Just, I did, for my sins, because, I'm not actually a massive football fan, came to Kroměříž in the rain with you two, out of friendship. And I remember there was a very, very unruly chicken or a hen. Yeah.
That wasn't Wingy.
Kroměříž mascot.
And there was also a really, really weird guy who came and sat next to us and stared at us. Yeah, you remember him?
I do remember the
He
stare.
was off very sinister,
He
really.
was very intrigued.
Yeah, he was, yeah.
Wasn't it a 0-0 draw as well?
Oh, yeah, we've not seen many goals at Kroměříž, have we?
No, one Friday night we saw quite a few, but they scored most of them. Yeah, but I have to say it's a lovely day, and I think we'll probably head to the castle gardens afterwards for a little wander.
A romantic stroll through the spring.
The three of us.
gardens.
Got our period costumes ready.
We have indeed. We're going to hold hands and skip through the cherry bushes.
Really?
I don't know if I'll be doing that. Craig.
didn't
might
know
be
about
on.
that.
You might be on your own there.
I've organised it. So we're in the chateau gardens, I should say, of
Chateau.
Kroměříž. We've seen the baboons, the peacocks, some nice facades.
I do like a good facade. Have you got a favourite facade?
I have, but I can't remember where.
In fact, do we really have favourite facades? So you either like it or you don't. This is a nice facade, actually.
This is a nice facade, yeah. So Steve wanted us to walk around the gardens a bit, didn't you? And it was
I think Ralph did as well.
both of you.
Yeah.
Craggy is a kind of grumpy toddler.
It was like being on a trip with my wife, and now finally we're in a pub.
The man who wants to drink beer, but what can you do? I guess he's on holiday.
I'm on holiday,
Not a culture tourist.
and the weather is banging.
It is. I'm actually in a t-shirt.
Yeah.
First time this year, I'm sat outside in a t-shirt, and it is.
We're seeing some pecs on display, aren't we? Some muscles.
Is that what you call it?
We did actually. Steve challenged me to a press-up competition on the grass.
Yeah, it did. It wasn't me who challenged.
Disappointingly,
Ralph challenged me, but,
disappointingly, Ralph backed down from the challenge.
Did I back down?
Yeah.
I think this is selective memory, guys. I think this is selective memory.
I said, let's do it on that grass.
I was
over
going to
there.
film it and put it on TikTok, even though I don't have a TikTok account.
What music would you have chosen to go alongside the
Tiger.
Keep on running.
Keep on running. Yeah, it's half an hour before. Well, actually, it's an hour before kickoff. We'll shortly be heading to Slavia Kroměříž's ground.
Spoiler alert, listeners! I've actually secretly booked myself a ticket much earlier, so I won't have to be going to the football.
I don't believe that for a second, Steve. Don't believe that for a second.
Steve-
You wouldn't miss that chicken for the world.
No, I wouldn't miss that ticket for the world.
Because we're going in the away end.
Yeah.
Well, of course, we always do.
Yeah, we always do. We always go in the away end and finally get to watch a game under the sun.
We haven't been drinking too much today, which is why we're probably able to talk. Should we
String a
say?
sentence together.
Yeah, we can string a sentence together. But I can say that we're currently drinking a Měšťanský pivovar Kojetín beer. And Darren, who listens to the pod, will be pleased to hear that I rate this beer.
Yeah, I rate it as well. Quite
Yeah.
bitter.
Yeah.
But not too bitter for Steve.
No, I like it. I got to say, it's refreshingly fizzy,
Yeah.
cold, slightly bitter, but not too bitter. Got to say, Měšťanský pivovar Kojetín has come up with a winner. What's it called? Chovatel.
Yeah, Chovatel. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So probably the next time you hear from us, we'll be in the ground sunning ourselves.
Banging an imaginary drum. So you might hear a bit of noise. It's quite loud here at the stadium in Kroměříž.
The tannoy speakers tannoy announcers just stopped speaking
Yeah,
after
10 minutes.
Yeah, 10 minutes of non-stop rubbish.
Yeah, well, that's not the only rubbish today.
Yeah, guys, we're 3-0 down at half-time. Lucky it's only 3.
Yeah.
Missed a penalty,
Missed a penalty.
hit the post.
Could have got us back into the game after we were 1-0 down,
Yeah.
but now it's 3.
All I can say is it's great to watch football in the sun again.
It is a lovely day.
The flag looks glorious.
Absolutely. Good
Looks
place to hang it.
glorious. Yeah.
Even Steve's having a good day.
Steve, you having a good time?
He's giving
just-
us a nod.
He's
Yeah.
just nodded. He's at the back of the away end. There's loads of us here. How many are there?
30?
3. There's 3 of us. There's just basically me, Steve, and Craggy. We were expecting to lose, and I'm not saying that we're playing badly. I don't think we're playing badly. It's just
Are
that they're
we?
too good. I think they're just too good.
They are very good. They're
Yeah.
very good.
Yeah. Anyway, look, we'll come to you at the end of the game. Sounds like a Peter Kay kind of.
Coming in your ears.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna
Surely
do that.
FM. We'll come to you at the end of the game, but let's be honest. The highlight has been drinking beer in the
sun.
in the Castle Gardens.
Oh yeah, and we're in the away end. We do love an away end.
Yes, yeah, and we're on our own. There's no service for us, but we're having a great time anyway. 3-0 down. Let's hope that it's 4-3. If it's 4-3, I'm on the pitch. Děkujeme.
So cheers, guys. Anyway,
You got the G&Ts
got
actually.
the G&Ts here on the train back home to Brno.
Well, what we haven't got is 3 points. We were absolutely chasing shadows
We
today.
were run ragged, weren't we?
Oh yeah. So, Steve, do you enjoy the day?
I certainly did. Had a good time in Kroměříž. Beautiful town, lovely facades.
Yeah.
Nice beer garden. Well, it wasn't a beer garden. It was a cafe in the Bishop's.
I think you could call that a beer
It
garden.
was lovely. Most people were drinking beer there, but lovely it was. The match not so good, unfortunately. Bad luck, Blansko.
Is it luck?
You got to say, cracking individual goal from Dan Yambor,
Yeah.
who didn't celebrate.
No, but he did like the post that said 5-0.
Yeah, he's already like the post. I think that's kind of like taking the piss a little bit. Sorry to swear, Mum. So I suppose we can kind of wrap it up. We're on our way back to Brno. It's still daylight, which
It
is
is.
kind of like rare on a Blansko trip. It's probably the first time this year, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And I've thoroughly enjoyed Kroměříž, even Kojetín to a certain extent.
To a certain extent, it was better than previous trips.
Yeah.
Prettier. Better weather.
So I suppose the next time you hear from us, we'd like to be doing an interview with Filip Smirchka.
Yeah, we're still waiting to get him on
And
the pod.
but I know that there's a few people that enjoy these kind of like, call them off the cuff,
On the go.
fly on the wall documentaries.
I think with that we can say goodbye, can't we? Off the fly.
Yeah. Steve, can I say how remarkably good you're looking today?
That's very nice. Well, thanks for sharing that with our audience.
Shall I leave you to this cabin?
The bucket hat looks as well. Yeah, Craigie, I think you better go.
Yeah, I think I had. That's
Anyway.
enough from me. So,
And enough from me. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Bye.
Blansko.